Okay, I checked with my meat thermometer. My meat is done. It's at about 145. I'm going to take it out and set it aside. And now I'm going to turn this back up and boil this wine down just a little bit.
We're going to put anything over the top of the meat, keep it cool, warm?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. If you do that, it'll actually heat up a little bit. I don't want it to, so I'm not too worried about that. So while the wine is boiling here, we'll scrape it up a little bit, get up the little bits that the French call fond, that are so valuable to French cooking. And then we have out a little mustard. In this case, we're using whole grain mustard, but you could use Dijon mustard. I wouldn't use yellow mustard, yuck. But otherwise, you know, you're pretty good on any kind of mustard that you want to use.
If it doesn't get thick enough, we can add a little wonder and thicken it.
Well, normally we would use a little cream with this to make this sauce, but we just realized that we were out of cream, so we're going to use a little milk, and we'll see if that's thick enough. If it's not, as Joyce says, we can add a little bit of flour to it and thicken it up. We use Wondro, which is this real fine flour, but that's a separate issue here. Once this gets down just a little bit further, then we'll, in fact, I think I'll add the mustard now, just let it sort of cook in there. I'm guessing about that. You think about how much mustard you want on your meat. You got 2 servings in this case. Okay, we get close. I'm going to turn this down. It's a pretty powerful stove here. And we're getting, you can see the amount of liquid here is diminishing. Let's see how this turns out. Let me reach over and get the milk. How much do you think? Just a splash or two?
Yeah.
Might have been a little bit more than I really wanted here, but just a bit more. I'll turn this up to medium here to keep the boil going. Here we just dropped in some cold milk, so things slow down a little bit. We'll see how this does to thicken up. And then what we're going to do with the meat is I'm just going to slice it into medallions, little, like 1/4-inch medallions, and put them on the plate, and then put this sauce over the top of it.
Voila.
It's already seasoned, so it's ready to go. All right. I'm going to get a little boil going here, so we'll see if this thickens, and if it doesn't, then we'll add a little bit of flour. Let me go get that here while I'm cooking. For those who aren't familiar with the Wondro, it's pretty good stuff because it's quick mixing. It doesn't clump up the way regular flour does. I guess it's finer. Is that right, Joyce?
Something.
Down and got a nice color to it, but it's still pretty liquidy.
Let's taste it a little bit. We're going to do a taste test.
A ton of flavor to it. The flavor's really good. I'm going to turn the heat down here a little bit. I think we're getting close.
Think we'll need to thicken it, or you think we're okay?
You know, you could go with it this way. It kind of runs around your plate, so it's kind of nice to have a little thicker. The cream would give us a little thicker sauce, so it doesn't quite hit everything else on the plate. But flavor-wise, this would work just fine. It's got just a really nice flavor because it's picked up the flavor from the pork as well as the pork seasoning, and then the mustard. What do you think? Add flour in it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
In that case, I think that we are finished. Bon appetit.